Hi, and thank you for tuning into my Feldenkrais channel. Today, we will be doing the Awareness Through Movement lesson, becoming aware of parts of which we are not conscious, with the help of those of which we are conscious. We will be working the front side. Find a quiet place where you can lie down comfortably. Come lie on your back. Stretch your legs in such a way that they are comfortably separated. Have your arms alongside you, not too close to the body. And your nose is facing the ceiling. Now imagine someone is pressing their finger on the place between the second and third toe of your right foot and draws it up the shin bone to the front of the knee. The pressure must make you feel the hardness of the leg bones and is following a line, not slipping left or right. Leave that. Now imagine an iron ball rolling along your right leg from the point between the second and the third toe of the front of the foot to the front of the knee and back again. The ball will follow the same path as the imaginary finger. Try to notice all the points along the path in your mind, so the ball will not miss a point on the way. Think of the pressure of the finger and then of the iron ball until you have found all points you are not sure about. Go on imagining the ball as it rolls from the knee toward the right thigh and onto the pelvis. Find the thigh bone, start at the right knee and move the ball toward the pelvic bone. When you approach the pelvis, you might be less sure which direction to follow. Try to find out where the ball would roll if you lifted the leg. Go on rolling the ball back to the knee and then to the top of the foot and then back to the pelvis until all the points on its route are clear for you. Rest on your back. Stretch your legs again and have them a comfortable distance apart. Stretch your left arm overhead, comfortably bent at the elbow, resting on the floor. And imagine the same heavy iron ball resting in the palm of your left hand. Find a spot where the ball would rest without falling. And try to roll it toward the elbow. Imagine the exact firm course along which it would roll to the elbow and back again. Then imagine the same line of movement with someone running their finger along it until it's entirely clear to you. Continue in the same way from the elbow to the shoulder and clearly notice the course of the ball and the finger. Return them slowly to the palm of the hand and from there to the left shoulder. Here too, the final part of the path might not be so clear. Rest on your back. Come back with your legs long, stretch the comfortable distance apart, and your left arm stretched overhead, comfortably resting on the floor. Return your attention to your right leg. Raise your heel and calf a little off the floor, and imagine all the points of contact along the path of the ball as it rolls up the front of your leg. Let the ball go on rolling slowly from the knee to the thigh and see where it rolls when it reaches the pelvis. As you do this, notice what happens with the muscles around and in your left shoulder. When the ball reaches the right pelvic bone, let it roll on upward, so it rolls from the point of the front foot to the knee, along the thigh, onto the pelvis, and toward the left shoulder. Find the exact point at which the ball crosses the pelvis in order to get to the waist, and from there along the front of the spine to the left shoulder. Raise your left shoulder blade slightly and let the ball roll back to the right front foot along the same path as it rolled upward. The front of the spine, the waist, the pelvis, the right thigh, the knee, and foot. As you do so, find the point at which it crosses the pelvis on its way to the right knee and front foot. Trace this line clearly, precisely, and continuously. Leave it and rest on your back. Have the legs as before. Have the left arm stretch upward on the floor, bend at the elbow. Return the ball to the palm of the left hand. Lift the hand slightly so that the ball rolls down to the wrist. Lift it a little higher so that the ball rolls as far as the elbow. And still farther till it reaches the left shoulder. To keep the ball rolling, you must organize your body so that the point ahead of the ball along its course is lower than the ball, or that the point on which the ball rests is slightly higher than the point ahead. Roll the ball from the shoulder along the front of the spine, the pelvis, to the right thigh and the right front foot. Raise your right leg slightly and let the ball roll back to the palm of the left hand. Continue to move your body in such a way that the ball will roll to the left shoulder, the elbow, the forearm, as far as the palm of the left hand. To do this, the arm must be stretched in such a way as to allow the ball to roll along a path free of sharp turns so it won't fall. Go on, alternately raising your left arm and your right leg, making sure the ball's movement along its path is perfectly clear for you, that it moves at a regular pace and that you know where it's at every point. Leave it and rest on your back. Come back, having your legs spread and your left arm overhead. Lift your left arm and right leg and balance your body in a slightly arched position without straining. Roll the imaginary ball with a light, faster movement so it rolls a little toward the arm and a little toward the leg. And notice the ball at every point and try to determine what you are doing to make it roll in each direction. Continue rolling the ball, raising your arm and leg with light movements. Gradually increase the scope of the movement so that the distance the ball travels increases each time, until it travels all the way from the left hand to the right front foot. Let go of the action and slowly stand up . And walk in the room. And notice if you feel anything new in your left arm and your right leg, and along the path of the ball in general. Come back to lying on your back. Have your legs as before and stretch your right arm overhead as you did the left. Place the imaginary ball on the point between the second and third toe of your left foot. Roll it to the knee and back to the front foot again. And then from there along the same line, along the thigh, the pelvis, spinal column, to the right shoulder. Then from the shoulder to the elbow, and along the forearm, to the palm of the right hand, and back to the left front of the foot again. Notice if you think differently about this arm and leg than you did about the left arm and the right leg. Think about the ball and its path as you did before, until you can locate the ball at any point, until you have a clear and precise idea of its pathway. When the path of the ball is very clear, start to lift the right arm and the left leg with a small, slow and very light movement to return the ball to the front foot and to the palm of the hand alternately. Try to move in such a way that the ball travels at an even pace. Notice that you must activate each part of the body at a different moment in order to allow the ball to continue moving toward its destination. You must direct the ball to the spot you are thinking of, otherwise the ball will not know where to roll. Rest on your back. Come back to the same position. Place the imaginary ball in your belly button. Lift your left leg and right arm slightly and rock the ball with small movements, alternately toward the arm and the leg. Gradually increase the size of the rocking so the ball finally travels from the palm of the right hand to the left front foot with each movement. Leave it. Slowly come to stand. And walk a little. Observe whether the feeling is different from the last time you got up and whether you can define the changes that have taken place in the front and within the rest of your body. Come back to the floor again and lie on your back. Now stretch both arms out overhead on the floor. Spread your legs comfortably apart. Place the imaginary ball on the top of your breastbone in between the collarbones. Lift your head a little and gradually try to move the ball with a slow head movement down onto the middle of the breastbone. You will have to organize the shoulders, the chest and spine in such a way that the ball finds a convenient place to roll in. Carry it downward from that spot with a slow movement. To do this, you must lower the breastbone so that the ball can roll down the front along that part of it corresponding to the chest until it reaches the pelvis. Make sure it doesn't slip in either direction. Move the ball back toward the head. You must raise the buttocks and organize the stomach and shoulders so the ball can roll all the way back to the top of the breastbone. The back of the neck must also be lowered so the ball can roll onto it. Continue rolling the ball from the top of the breastbone again to the pelvis, each time carrying out the necessary movements more slowly and more clearly. Make sure the head does not lean sideways. Leave it and rest. Come back to the back with both arms overhead on the floor and the legs spread. But now raise the legs slightly off the floor. And roll the ball again from the head to the pelvis and back without lowering the legs. Lower the legs and continue as before. And observe the difference between the two kinds of movement. Let go of the action and rest. Bring both arms overhead and your legs long and spread comfortably. Return the ball to the belly button. Now raise the right leg and the left arm and roll the ball with light movements to the palm of the hand and then to the front of the foot. Gradually increase the size of the movement until it ends up in a swinging motion. Leave this and now raise the left leg and the right arm and repeat what you just did with the imaginary ball. Start small and slow and increase the size of the movement until it's a bold swing. Think primarily of the course the ball takes to be able to locate it and direct it wherever you wish. Bring your arm and leg down and return the ball back to the middle of the pelvis. And now roll it a few times toward the front of the neck, to the spot between the head and the shoulders, a few times. Slowly come to standing one more time. And notice how you're walking. Observe whether the feeling is different from the last time you got up, and whether you can define the changes that have taken place in the front and within the rest of you. Thank you for joining this lesson, and I hope I see you again in the next one. If you've liked the lesson, please give me a thumbs up or subscribe to my channel.